This is Kuwait, a small country with a big story, and if you've never heard its tale, well, get ready to explore. Located at the northwestern corner of the Arabian Gulf, Kuwait sits at a crossroads of history, culture, and commerce. Though it spans only about 6,900 square miles, this nation has played an outsized role in shaping the politics, economy, and culture of the Middle East. Its story is one of resilience, adaptation, and transformation. From its beginnings as a modest fishing and trading settlement to becoming one of the world's richest nations, powered by vast reserves of oil and a vision for the future. To understand Kuwait today, we have to go back to the beginning. Back then, the area around the Persian Gulf was home to nomadic tribes, mostly made up of the Bani Yas tribe, who roamed the Arabian Peninsula. Around the late 17th century, a branch of the Bani Yas known as the Al-Saba started to settle down along the coast of the Arabian Gulf near the present-day Kuwait City. Back then, the Gulf was a hub of activity. Traders from Mesopotamia sailed here to barter for goods like ivory, gold, and exotic animals. Meanwhile, African dhow ships traveled to Kuwait to buy dates, textiles, and precious metals. The Al-Saba family capitalized on this by establishing a pearl diving and trading center. Because of its location at the head of the Gulf, Kuwait had a perfect sheltered harbor. It was close to India and East Africa where many valuable goods came from, and it was also centrally located for trading within the interior of Arabia. Their strategy worked. By the early 19th century, Kuwait had grown into a respected trading center. However, life was still tough. During the summer, temperatures could hit over 120 degrees Fahrenheit, turning the desert into a furnace. Then winter brought flooding, which could wipe out crops and destroy property. The constant threat of tribal raids also loomed large. Still, the people of Kuwait persevered, building houses from coral and mud brick, relying on date palms for shade and food, and forming alliances with other Gulf states for protection. Then, in 1896, something happened that would change Kuwait forever. Britain, which had been eyeing Kuwait's strategic location for some time, officially declared it a British protectorate. While this deal granted Kuwait certain protections, especially against external threats, it also meant that Kuwait was now part of the British Empire. The Al-Sabah family who ruled Kuwait accepted this deal, hoping it would bring stability and prosperity. The early 20th century saw Kuwait transform from a modest trading post into a thriving commercial hub. By 1920, it had become one of the largest pearl exporters in the region. The actual discovery of oil didn't come until 1938. In fact, the first oil well was drilled by the Kuwait Oil Company, a joint venture between the British and the Kuwaiti government. Initially, they tried to keep oil production low, because they weren't sure if there was enough. But once they confirmed that they had struck black gold, there was no turning back. The first exports started in 1946, and by 1950, oil had completely changed the economic landscape of Kuwait. Kuwait's total exports went from around £3 million in 1938 to nearly £200 million in 1956. They became one of the wealthiest countries in the region, all thanks to the profits from crude oil sales. As Kuwait experienced rapid economic growth, it invested heavily in education and healthcare. Primary education was made free and compulsory, and the literacy rate shot up from about 40% in 1950 to nearly 100% today. Similarly, healthcare facilities improved dramatically. In 1945, there was only one hospital with 60 beds. By 1965, there were 15 hospitals and health centers. And today, Kuwait has advanced medical facilities that attract patients from all over the region. In the meantime, Kuwait continued to develop. It shifted from being a small, purling village to becoming a bustling city. Tall buildings replaced single-story homes, luxurious hotels and shopping centers sprouted, and its airport and seaport expanded to handle international traffic. Throughout this time, Kuwait maintained a delicate balance between tradition and modernity. Despite its embrace of Western technology and ideas, it has managed to preserve much of its cultural heritage. You can see this in places like the Al Jazeera area, where old houses made of coral and gypsum still stand, each telling a silent story of the past. And then there's the traditional clothing, food, and festivals that are still celebrated in Kuwait today. But this journey hasn't been without its challenges. In 1990, Iraq invaded and occupied Kuwait, aiming to annex it due to historical, ethnic, and economic ties. However, the occupation lasted less than 8 months. A US-led coalition swiftly liberated Kuwait, ending the conflict. The war caused extensive damage to Kuwait's infrastructure and economy, leaving lasting effects on the country. To recover, Kuwait underwent a massive reconstruction project. Homes, offices, factories, and essential services had to be rebuilt from scratch. This effort not only helped the country restore its status as a regional economic hub, but also accelerated its pace of development. Today, Kuwait's skyline boasts modern wonders like the Kuwait Towers, built in the 1970s. These three interconnected towers symbolize the country's leap into the modern world, or the Grand Mosque, with its breathtaking Islamic architecture, reflecting Kuwait's deep cultural and spiritual roots. In these spaces, old and new, entwine, showing the world the essence of Kuwait. Beyond the landmarks, Kuwait's soul thrives in smaller ways. 2. The vibrant colors of the traditional Kuwaiti cap, the sweet notes of Arabic good music drifting from cafes, or the aroma of freshly brewed Arabic coffee mingling with grilled meats and sweets in the air. Each element tells a piece of Kuwait's story. The country has also played a key role in shaping the wider Gulf region, not just economically but culturally as well. Its television dramas and theater productions are widely popular, reflecting a rich storytelling tradition that adds to the Arab world's artistic tapestry. Moreover, Kuwait has recognized the importance of balancing tradition with the needs of a modernizing society. Take the Souq al-Mubarakiyah, one of the oldest markets still standing, where you can find everything from spices to perfumes, textiles to handicrafts. It's a living testament to Kuwait's historic trading prowess. At the same time, the country has embraced progress with numerous luxury shopping malls, high-rise apartment blocks, and modern business districts. This fusion of old and new is what makes Kuwait so unique. For instance, despite its small size, Kuwait has one of the largest financial sectors in the Middle East and North Africa. It's ranked second after Egypt in terms of nominal value and fourth after Morocco, Egypt, and Tunisia in terms of value added as a percentage of GDP. Kuwait's stock market, the Kuwait Stock Exchange, is the third largest in the Arab world, and the country has also diversified its investments in recent years, putting money into various no-oil-related industries. Another interesting thing about Kuwait is its approach to politics. Compared to many of its neighbors, it has a relatively democratic setup. The emir acts as the head of state, but the parliament is elected and plays a vital role in shaping the country's laws and policies. While the country's future is bright, Kuwait also faces some challenges. Just like any nation, it's dealing with issues that come with rapid growth and change. Balancing tradition with modernity, managing income inequality, and ensuring that everyone has access to jobs and good quality services are some of the big issues it is facing. Also, the dependence on fossil fuels for income and the potential consequences of climate change pose significant challenges that the country must address. Despite these hurdles, Kuwait continues to inspire. It reminds us that even a small nation can make a big impact on the world. As it forges ahead, it carries with it the spirit of its ancestors, the resilience that helped them survive in the harsh desert environment, the curiosity that drove them to explore the seas, and the vision that turned a humble trading post into one of the world's richest nations. If you ever visit Kuwait, you won't just be touring a country, you'll be stepping into a living storybook. You'll see it in the old meets new architecture, taste it in the food, and feel it in the warmth of its people. Kuwait is not just a destination, it's a journey through time, culture, and resilience. And that's all for today. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new.